You have to dig so deep within yourself to find your own motivation. And you have to really tap into whatever self-confidence that you have in order to push yourself to keep going. Hi, welcome to the Loved and Listened To channel. I am Nicole, and welcome to Mental Health Mondays, the weekly series where I give you a quick tip to help you deal with some mental health issue. Today is actually the second week of Mental Health Mondays, so welcome. And I am also very excited to announce that not only is it the second episode of Mental Health Mondays, but today I actually finally met a small goal. I received a notification this morning that my channel has finally reached 30 subscribers. I am very excited. I know that YouTube is a huge platform, and having 30 subscribers is not like a whole lot better than having 0. But for me, a person who has been uploading consistently, working really hard to build my channel, get my name out there, and who's just really been working hard, for me to finally reach 30 subscribers is a big deal. So if you want to be the 31st subscriber, you can go ahead and subscribe now. If you are the 30th person who subscribed, which of course I don't know who that is, but if you are, I just want you to know that you totally made my day. So let's get into this tip. Today's tip is actually related to perseverance. And I had a conversation over the weekend with 2 different friends about what it means to persevere when you are trying to build something new, you're trying to do something new, you're trying to take on some endeavor that maybe you or people that you know have never done before. And when you are trying to do something new that the people around you, especially your loved ones, because their opinions of us really can affect us in positive ways and in negative ways. But when you are trying to do something new that people around you may not be familiar with, or they may not agree with it, they may not care about it, whatever. But when you're trying to do something new, a lot of times, at least in my experience and the experience of other entrepreneurs that I've talked to about this, a lot of times you have to be your biggest cheerleader. You have to believe in yourself. You have to wake up every day and just keep on going. And a lot of times you have to keep going before you even receive even a little bit of recognition, a little bit of positive support, a little bit of any kind of external motivation. You have to dig so deep within yourself to find your own motivation. And you have to really tap into whatever self-confidence that you have in order to push yourself to keep going. And that can be really hard. And over this past weekend, when I was talking to my 2 friends about this, I kind of figured out a thing that's related to your mental health and how and why it can be so hard to keep on going when you're not getting any external validation, really, from people who you love. So I think that most of us understand that, especially if you're trying to get people to buy into whatever you have to say, or you're trying to build an audience like I'm trying to do, you kind of understand already that it'll take time for people that you don't know to start kind of rocking with whatever you're trying to say or build or sell or whatever. But when it comes to people that you love and that you know, that you talk to, I think that there's an additional piece that goes along with why you may not get support, external support from people that you know, why you might not get it right away. So the thing that I think happens is that, especially in American westernized culture, our identities are really closely tied to what we do to make money. So you think about if you like if you're not American, if you are American, this is gonna just sound like an average time that you meet a new person. But I have learned that this is a very like American westernized thing. But when you first meet someone, a lot of times the first thing you say to them is like, hey, my name is blah, blah, blah. What do you do? So you may ask them about what they do. And even though it might seem very benign and it may seem like a cool way to get to know someone, it's a symptom of how closely aligned our identities are as people with how we make money, like what we do for work or whatever. And so when you are trying to build something new, usually what you have to do is shed some old identity. Usually it's not done overnight, but usually you have to shed some kind of old identity. So for example, in the past, if I was a construction worker, which I was not, believe me, I barely know a hammer from a screwdriver, but if I was a construction worker in the past and I decided that I wanted to now start a YouTube channel, a part of me has to be open to learning how to use my camera, learning new things about engagement, learning new stuff. And if the people around me have only known me as a construction worker for my whole life, then they need time to kind of understand and accept that I'm on a new path. I'm going to do something new now. But the mental health part that I want you to consider is that the time that those other people take to accept that you're doing something new or be on board with it, if they even decide to ever support you, but the time that it takes for them to kind of get on board, that's not your business. That is not your job to constantly engage with people who are not supporting you, or to try to win people over, especially the ones that are close to you. Your job is to do your best, work on yourself, spend your time just going towards whatever you have to do to get your new goal going, to get your new dream going, or whatever. You will burn yourself out. And take it from me, who I had to learn very quickly, like, hey, I cannot focus on trying to get people that I already know to support my content. Because first of all, I only know like 10 people anyway, so it doesn't make sense. But the people who already know me, they already know me as like this one identity. And they may have their own fears about doing something new. They may have their own judgments about like what I am trying to do to build a career in YouTube and being a writer. So I can't internalize all of that negative stuff, or even if it's not like meant to be negative, sometimes when people have good intentions, they are still giving you negative energy that you don't have time for. So instead of focusing on trying to get people that you already know, that I'm not gonna call them haters because I don't like that word. And a lot of times people are not really hating, they just can't imagine you in another identity. They can't imagine you in another role. They can't imagine that you would be anything other than what they've already known you as. And as you decide to grow, as you decide that, hey, I want something different from me, people might start to feel some kind of way because they literally cannot imagine you being something else. And that goes for starting a new career, or if you go to therapy, for example, and you start to like yourself more and care about yourself, and you start to X people out of your life, they don't know you as a person that loves yourself. They don't know that new you. But it's only your job to be your new you. It's only your job to work on your new dream. It's only your job to focus your energy on building something new. You cannot control the other stuff going on with those other people. So don't worry about it. Don't try to do it. Excuse yourself from even trying and just focus on building whatever is new. Like I said, regardless if that is a new job or a new way that you make money, because again, our identities are really closely tied to how we make money. So if it's that, or if it's a new way of behaving, if it's a new way of eating, you're starting a diet program, or even if you're like starting a new way of investing or whatever, people around you might not know enough about it in order to support you, but it's not your job really to educate them and try to pull them along. I have personally experienced times where I have talked about new things that I wanted to do or a new business I wanted to start, and because the person that I was talking to, even though I loved them, but because they didn't understand, they couldn't imagine it for themselves, so they can't imagine it for me, and they only knew me as the construction worker, you know. They were like, are you sure you want to do that and all this stuff? You can't. Don't keep on trying to win those people over. Don't keep trying to engage those people, because you're just going to end up being discouraged, and you don't even have to engage in that kind of stuff. You can just use that energy, the time, to work on your business plan, work on your new recipes for your eating or whatever you're going to do, but just accept it. So the mental health tip is to just accept where people are and redirect your focus to building what it is that's new that you want to build for yourself. You cannot change other people. A lot of times you can't even help other people. They have to want it. So instead of directing that energy outward, direct it inward. Be kind to yourself, be good to yourself, and be okay. You have to be okay first with whatever your new identity is going to be. And then if other people want to join along and get on the path with you or be your supporter, that's great. But you know who has to be your supporter before anybody else? You, looking at me, looking at you. Yes, you. So I hope that was helpful. As you can probably tell, I'm very pumped up about this topic, and it's near and dear to my heart, as I have experienced not hating, but definitely limited mindsets as I have tried to do new things throughout my life. And if I can do it, I can start it, you can do it. And I'm up to 30 subscribers now, so it's like I'm a famous person. You should trust me and believe me. But all jokes aside, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that this video was inspiring to you. If you have other tips that you have used to help get you past seeking external validation from your friends and your family, to just kind of refocus that energy on yourself. If you have any tips you want to share with me, leave a comment down below. I would love to hear from you. And my other viewers and subscribers, all 30 plus 31 and a million, however many I end up getting, they would love to hear whatever you have to say too. So make sure you leave a comment. And with that said, I'll ask you to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I hope you have a wonderful day. And until next time, I hope that you are loved and listened to. This is Nicole signing off. Namaste.